You won't believe the truth about Greek mythology. Have you ever wondered if Zeus could actually hurl lightning bolts from the sky, or if a woman with snakes for hair could really turn you to stone with one glare? You're about to discover that the truth behind Greek mythology isn't as straightforward as it seems. Greek mythology is everywhere. But what is Greek mythology, really? In ancient times, before science and satellites, people created powerful stories to explain the unexplained. Thunderstorms weren't just weather, they were Zeus, furious in the skies. The rising sun? That was Helios, riding a flaming chariot across the heavens. These weren't bedtime tales, they were explanations, the science of their time. But even though we know more about the world today, these stories have never gone away. Why? From the gods of Olympus to the terrifying gaze of Medusa, Greek mythology wasn't just religion, it was a way of life and a way to understand life. The gods were powerful, but flawed. They made mistakes, they fell in love, they fought wars just like us. That's why these stories stick, because deep down they reflect our own struggles. Fear, love, ambition, jealousy, were these stories ever meant to be real? Here's where it gets wild. Some of these myths were believed as facts. Many Greeks genuinely prayed to these gods. They even built temples in their homes. But scholars today believe these stories may have begun with poets, like Homer, and spread orally across generations before being written down centuries later. And because they were passed down like this, each story evolved, gaining drama, emotion, and meaning. Gods, monsters, and metaphors. Let's talk about the cast. Zeus, king of the gods, ruled the skies. Poseidon, his brother, commanded the oceans and caused earthquakes. Hades? He got the underworld. And maybe a bit of a PR problem. Then there's Medusa, the Gorgon whose gaze turned people to stone. Or the Hydra, the serpent whose heads multiplied when cut. These weren't just monsters. They were metaphors for danger, power, and fear, and yet they live on. In books, movies, memes, even marketing. Why? Because they're stories we never stop needing. So, is Greek mythology real? Yes. And no. No, we don't believe in thunder gods anymore. But yes, these stories are real in what they mean. They're packed with psychological truths, cultural wisdom, and timeless warnings. They weren't just stories, they were also survival guides. And in that way, they're more real than ever. Greek mythology may not be historically factual, but it's emotionally and culturally true. It's not about whether Medusa existed, but about what she taught us about danger, power, and perception. And if we understand why these stories were told, we unlock a deeper truth. The past isn't just history, it's humanity. If this mythological madness made you rethink what you thought you knew, hit like, subscribe, and drop your favorite Greek myth in the comments below. Let's keep the story going. Until next time, stay mythically mad!